Hey guys, so today I want to talk about some MultiVersus stuff, as obviously some pretty major things have happened in the MultiVersus world. It's been a little silent for a while here, but we finally got to see the Joker. That was like year and a half ago that I was talking about, hey, Joker's going to be the next character. And yeah, we had to wait this long to actually see the trailer and everything. But we do now, in fact, have the Joker revealed. And his reveal trailer looked an awful lot like how I described it. I think he looks an awful lot like how I drew him and said he was going to look. So yeah, it's a long time coming to get some redemption on the Joker, but it's finally here. Alright, so let's do a recap. So back in March, MultiVersus put out this short video that was basically just saying, hey, the game's coming back on May 28th. This was, of course, the first we heard from MultiVersus in like an entire year because the game went on hiatus last spring. And then for a long time after that March video, we honestly didn't get too much news. It was a slow trickle of very small things. We'd get stuff like parrying. Parrying is going to be a new mechanic in the game. There were like some new costumes for characters. There's a new Superman costume they showed off. And then if you were really like vigilant and really scanning over everything, you could see some other things that they had changed or updated. Velma now uses magnifying glasses as her clues. We saw, I think, Robo-Arm Finn in the background of something. We also saw a new sword for Finn in the background. So small things like that were kind of trickling out if you were paying attention to MultiVersus over on Twitter and stuff like that. But otherwise, nothing really major for quite a while here since that March video. Then MultiVersus started really teasing stuff, as, you know, we're probably going to get our next character reveal here, and there was a lot of teasing with this present box and everything like that. And then finally, of course, last week we got the Joker revealed. Let's check out his reveal trailer.
Got to stop meeting like this. When do they get a load of me?
Alright, so I think that was pretty much exactly how I described it a while ago. Batman walking through like a shadowy hallway with some of the characters falling over. I think I even mentioned Shaggy reaching for his sandwich, if I recall. So yeah, there we go. When this Joker reveal video was shown, we of course also got some artwork of the Joker, and yeah, I have to say it's pretty close to how I drew him, so there you go. I hope that's some redemption for me about, you know, the Joker actually being the next character and everything. I will say it does look like he's slightly changed, because the design that I was, you know, drawing here and saying that he had stitched on sleeves at the shoulder. But if you look at his artwork here or any of the images from in-game footage, his sleeves just appear to be normally stitched on. You know, it's not noticeable like they're self-stitched on or something like that. However, if you pay attention to that Joker reveal trailer, you can see that the sleeves are stitched on at the shoulder pretty prominently. It's pretty noticeable in the reveal trailer. So I imagine the CGI reveal trailer probably was using the older design, and then the year hiatus here, they've updated it a little bit, and they got rid of those stitched on sleeves in the game. And of course, in the reveal trailer, if you are a Batman the Animated Series fan, or just a fan of Batman in general, you've probably heard Mark Hamill voice the Joker in the past, and he is clearly voicing the Joker again here. That was confirmed also by MultiVersus, so yes, we do have Mark Hamill voicing the Joker, which is really awesome. Mark Hamill said he was going to retire his Joker voice after the passing of Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman for Batman the Animated Series, so it's really great to see Mark Hamill's voice here in MultiVersus, as Kevin Conroy does voice Batman in MultiVersus. He voiced him before he passed away, and Mark Hamill, I believe, recorded these Joker lines probably before Kevin Conroy passed away anyway, so his whole, retiring his Joker voice is honestly after recording for MultiVersus. And it's really great to see MultiVersus as potentially the final time that Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy will have their Batman and Joker voiced together, interacting and everything. I think MultiVersus is a great place for that to be the send-off for those two characters, those two voice actors voicing those characters. And here's Joker's card for MultiVersus. All the MultiVersus characters get these cards that say what, you know, type of fighter they are and stuff like that. I really hope they give us these cards physically. I know they've had those cards physically at like conventions and stuff, but I really hope they start like selling those, because I just think it's so cool, and Joker's of course looks really cool. I think a card fits the Joker very well. They're sort of like MultiVersus amiibo, or potentially could be if MultiVersus does actually sell those physical cards to the public, which I'd love for them to do. So after the reveal trailer, we were told that we'd get Joker gameplay on Monday, today, this morning, and of course we did get Joker gameplay. We got a new trailer video for in-game footage of the Joker this morning. Alright, so let's take a look at the Joker gameplay footage trailer.
Bat computer compromised. Encrypted files breached.
That cave here. Lots of other characters. Look closely there.
Need some clowns. Need some clowns. I admire the Joker. I admire the Joker. I hate
The Joker being a
justice. I hate
hacker
justice.
troll.
Update your stat cards, nerd. Joker's in town.
He's a mage type character. You didn't notice on the card. The Batman Who Laughs. Awesome costume for the Joker. Love that one. That's a top tier idea for a
I
costume
think
for
it's
him.
time to send in the clown.
You got the Harleen Quinzel, Dr. Harleen Quinzel costume, which is great because we kind of knew about that one from, I think, Data Mines. It was good to see it here. Good time to reveal it with the Joker. I like this pogo stick. I think that's great.
Self-destruct
Joker looks fun. It
sequence
looks fun to play around with.
5.
Definitely captured his personality in his moveset here.
Oh, we're out of time.
There we go. MultiVersus Season 1. And they tell you to, read some comic books. All right, so some of the highlights there was the Batman Who Laughs costume and the Dr. Harleen Quinzel costume and Joker, and another costume that I don't recognize. It's probably from some specific comic or something. And then we have, of course, the end screen, which is a really cool image of the Joker with that smiling fish that he's like hitting us with. But it says Season 1, which is kind of interesting because the beta for MultiVersus of like over a year ago, there was a Season 1 and there was a Season 2. So I thought maybe they'd return and call it Season 3, but no, they're calling it Season 1. So this is a total like restart season-wise. So also in that trailer was some pretty interesting stuff. One thing I think is the most interesting, but first off, we saw a better look at the Dexter's Laboratory stage. The Dexter's Lab stage looks like this in the Joker trailer here, and we saw that before in the March MultiVersus video that they put out. We saw a stage for Dexter's Lab, and we saw a stage for Townsville from the Powerpuff Girls. Speaking of the Powerpuff Girls, if you look really closely at the Batman computer in the Batcave, and they show a bunch of different MultiVersus characters, one of the profiles that pops up is the Powerpuff Girls, basically confirming the Powerpuff Girls are in fact coming to MultiVersus. My guess is they'll probably be the next characters shown off. I've seen some people lamenting that the Powerpuff Girls image that was used on Batman's computer here is from the reboot Powerpuff Girls series and not the original. However, I will point out that Joker has artwork on Batman's computer on his stage as well, and the Joker artwork that they used is from like the animated series, not the exact Joker model we got in-game for MultiVersus. So I think this is probably just a placeholder for Powerpuff Girls, not their actual designs in the game. And even if their main designs for MultiVersus are based on the reboot Powerpuff Girls show, honestly, I think those designs are pretty close to the original. And MultiVersus is all about having skins and costumes and everything like that. So I am sure the original Powerpuff Girl costume will be something you can play as in MultiVersus as the Powerpuff Girls. I wouldn't worry too much about them using the reboot design here in this little tease they put in the Joker gameplay trailer. There's also potentially another tease in this trailer, also from Batman's computer. It lists a bunch of cities from DC comic areas, some of which are Coast City and Central City. So those would be prominent cities in the DC universe related to The Flash and Green Lantern. Pretty cool. I don't know if that is exactly like a tease at The Flash and Green Lantern coming to MultiVersus. Might just be, a nod to DC Comics in general, because that's obviously where Batman's from. But yeah, it could be a tease for The Flash and Green Lantern, and even if it isn't, I do think The Flash and Green Lantern are pretty major DC comic heroes that would eventually get into MultiVersus if the game, continues onwards here indefinitely. They're going to be pulling DC comic characters. I'm sure The Flash and Green Lantern will be high priority ones at some point. And speaking of the future of this game, we do have the MultiVersus Twitter account teasing that they're just getting started, and even the game's developer, Tony Hun, saying, just wait, we're getting more. And even the game's developer, Tony Hyun, saying, what did everyone think of the gameplay trailer for the Joker? Like I said before, it's but the beginning, so plenty more to come apparently. All right, so who else could we potentially be seeing then if more is to come? Is this the beginning? Let's go over some of the things that have happened since that March trailer for MultiVersus returning happened, and just some potential clues or hints that people have found, possibly pointing to characters. I'm not going to completely back this stuff up myself. I've kind of said before that with MultiVersus relaunching, I'm going to step away from talking about anything I've personally heard, just let the game relaunch on its own terms and everything, but I'll still speculate with the rest of the community based on what the community is talking about. But don't take my word above anyone else's word from here on out, at least here for the relaunch and stuff like that. I want the game to just relaunch on its own terms, let it do its thing, and speculation run wild. So let's take a look at what has happened, again, since that March trailer that people are speculating about. So we got some new key art for MultiVersus right after that March trailer. In the background of it, you can see the WB water tower, and you can see like a Pinky in the Brain balloon, like a hot air balloon or a big balloon of those characters. So obviously WB Water Tower has a lot to do with Animaniacs. It's a prominent feature in the Animaniacs show. So yeah, Animaniacs stage for the WB Water Tower, definitely a thing that they're working on. Whether or not that means the Animaniacs will get into MultiVersus, I don't know. Potentially. I think the stage will probably just happen on its own. Animaniacs could happen later down the road, but I believe the stage is just going to happen on its own. I was talking about the Pinky and the Brain hot air balloons like a year ago or whatever when I was talking a bunch about what I'd heard from MultiVersus. And as far as I knew, the stage was just the stage. Animaniacs, again, a possibility later down the road, but weren't something they were working on. Of course, a whole year's gone by, so who knows for sure. Possible Animaniacs could happen. Also possible the stage happens without them, but that doesn't write them out for the future. We also got a new key art of this, the like big cloud of smoke with everybody's like fists and weapons and stuff sticking out of it. And in the new one, there's actually some pretty interesting stuff related to the Powerpuff Girls. But of course, we saw the Powerpuff Girls in the Joker gameplay trailer. So yeah, they seem to be probably the next character they'll show off. But anyway, just to go over this stuff, there is a billboard of a dog, which is clearly from the Powerpuff Girls. And you can see him's face in the clock tower in the background here of this key art of everybody punching out of that smoke cloud. So MultiVersus has had some strange marketing here lately. They did a McDonald's collab, which isn't that weird. That seems pretty, on brand for MultiVersus. So there's this McDonald's promotion. And then there was also, this is kind of off-brand, or at least pretty weird in my opinion, MultiVersus did a professional hockey collaboration, which is just really odd in my opinion, but they did all this artwork and stuff for the characters playing hockey to promote that. Anyway, in one of the hockey things that they did, they had the Mystery Machine driving around a hockey rink, and if you looked really closely inside the Mystery Machine, we saw Scooby-Doo, which is interesting, because so far for the Scooby-Doo gang, we only have Shaggy and Velma in the game. Not Scooby himself, but clearly there is at least a modeled Scooby that they used for this promotion driving around in the Mystery Machine. Maybe they just thought Scooby's such a prominent character that he should, be in the Mystery Machine driving around for this promotion. Also possible that could be Scooby-Doo in MultiVersus, and it's sort of been leaked here. Not sure on that one, but obviously Scooby's such a popular character, such an important character in the Scooby-Doo franchise. I think Scooby will eventually get into MultiVersus. When or how that happens, I'm not sure. Whether this was an actual leak for that definitely happening. Clearly, the MultiVersus team has at least modeled a 3D Scooby. Whether it was just for this hockey ad or not, I don't know. But there you go. There is a modeled 3D Scooby-Doo. So Scooby-Doo potentially coming to MultiVersus. So because of course, all the stuff for Powerpuff Girls, the Dexter's Laboratory stage, and this Scooby-Doo being seen in that hockey promotion thing, these are considered like the three safe bet characters, the three characters I've seen a lot of people guessing towards for relaunch besides the Joker. It could be possible. I think the Dexter thing, it's also possible Dexter could just get a stage, kind of like the WB Water Tower, how I'm saying. I think Animaniacs might be further down the road. The WB Water Tower stage, despite having Animaniacs stuff on it, like those Pinky in the Brain hot air balloons, might just be a stage for now. I think Dexter could be the same thing. Could just be a stage, just Dexter's lab. Also, again, possible though, we do get like Dexter as a character. I'm not ruling that out at all. But yeah, a lot of people are talking about these three characters in particular. But there are some other characters people are also speculating about based on some other things that have been seen in the last few months. There was a lot of talk of Master Chief for a while there. There was this one video that showed someone's room, and in it there was the Master Chief helmet. I think that maybe is just a coincidence that was on that person's shelf. We also had Tony referred to as Chief in this tweet. So yeah, again, Master Chief, potentially, I don't know. I was talking about how the MultiVersus team does want to get characters that could have potentially gotten into Super Smash Bros. Into MultiVersus, just to kind of, I don't know if I want to use this phrase, but steal that thunder or be, first at getting a big character people wanted for Smash actually in a platform fighter, but have it be MultiVersus. So obviously Master Chief would be a big one. He's very popular for Super Smash Bros., but hasn't happened yet, and is something that I could see MultiVersus actually getting from Microsoft or whatever. But I don't know if these are actually hints at that really happening, but there you go. It was something they wanted to do, and we do have a few minor hints that could potentially support that. However, he would be a third-party character. I don't know if MultiVersus wants to dip into third-party characters immediately here or not, but there you go. We also had Kenergy talked about, which is obviously from the Barbie movie, so potentially Barbie or Ken or something to do with the Barbie movie or Barbie as a franchise could be coming to MultiVersus, possible, or maybe MultiVersus is just sort of, playing around with that meme because the Barbie movie was very popular and got very popular online with people talking about it and saying things like Kenergy and Kenuff and all that stuff. We also potentially had some hints towards Daffy Duck. Here's MultiVersus saying, Roger, Roger, good Dodger. So potentially Duck Dodgers? I don't know. But Daffy, of course, is a major Looney Tunes character. I think he feels overdue. Same with like Scooby-Doo. Daffy Duck is just so major to Looney Tunes. So whether or not he happens right at relaunch, I think he would be a high priority Looney Tunes character that we'd probably see fairly soon. MultiVersus also put out all these like poster images for a while there, and people were kind of speculating on those. Potentially new Steven Universe stage that was teased here, potentially a new Looney Tunes stage teased, potentially Mad Max, something Mad Max teased here, potentially something Barbie again teased here. I don't know if these are actually hints or just cool little images that MultiVersus was putting out, but fans have been speculating on whether or not these actually mean something. Specifically, the Barbie one seems pretty on point as looking like something Barbie, but again, I don't know. Is Barbie coming to MultiVersus? Who knows? We also have Olivia Olsen, the voice of Marceline from Adventure Time, liking a MultiVersus tweet, which of course could mean potentially she's done some voice acting for the game, potentially for Marceline, as Marceline is a character I was talking about for a while there as being someone that the MultiVersus team wanted to add to the game, and potentially was going to be pretty soon after the Joker originally, but again, a whole year hiatus has happened, so who knows, they could have shifted around the character order or, who they want to actually work on or whatever, but yeah, very possible Marceline could have had voices recorded for her and potentially coming to MultiVersus, possibly at relaunch. We'll have to wait and see. And then, of course, there's other characters that were just like data mined info or things I was talking about last year that could potentially be up next or shortly after the Joker or after Powerpuff Girls or something like that. Characters like Samurai Jack, where there was some data mined info towards him. I was saying Samurai Jack was someone Tony wanted to make priority. So yeah, Samurai Jack, very possible, could happen at relaunch or shortly after or something like that. And then all that stuff I talked about last year. Again, who knows how they've shifted things around since the hiatus and everything. But there you go. There's a lot of characters we could be talking about. So who knows for sure how things may have shifted around, or what characters got priority over others, or what characters they want to add to relaunch, or what characters they want to have further down the road. But yeah, any of those characters I was talking about last year, specifically the ones that were like, seemingly happening soon, like Samurai Jack, yeah, those could still, of course, be happening soon here, either at relaunch or shortly thereafter, or whatever. We'll have to wait and see. There was a little bit of a potential hint towards Beetlejuice. I think some song was posted by someone associated with MultiVersus that had to do with Beetlejuice. I'm not quite sure. I think someone sent me this and I kind of forget. However, that Beetlejuice movie, the new Beetlejuice 2024 Beetlejuice movie is coming out, so potentially they could add Beetlejuice when that movie comes out or closely thereafter, as WB does like to use MultiVersus for cross-promotion. We already saw that with Black Adam, so I could totally see Beetlejuice, a character that's been talked about for a long time, had some like data mine stuff going towards him and everything, possibly actually being released from MultiVersus to coincide with the new Beetlejuice movie. That would make a lot of sense. Speaking of new movies, there is a new Lord of the Rings movie, and Peter Jackson's involved, Andy Serkis involved. This one came out of nowhere a couple days ago, but The Hunt for Gollum is the working title right now. So yeah, if there is a new Warner Brothers Lord of the Rings movie actually happening, I could definitely see the Lord of the Rings stuff that was cut from MultiVersus due to rights issues possibly getting back into the game, which is awesome. Gandalf's probably my most wanted character for MultiVersus, so I'd love to see Gandalf actually make it back into the game. People also noticed that the tower that was cut out of the background of the stage that looked a lot like Barad-dûr has been returned to the game in some of the images we've seen since we're approaching relaunch here. So possible that is Barad-dûr, or MultiVersus version of it, Sauron's tower from Lord of the Rings. And it's possible that could mean Lord of the Rings stuff could be back. Maybe we'll get that at relaunch, or again shortly thereafter, or possibly they'll save it to coincide with the Hunt for Gollum movie, which I think is next year or the year after, something like that. I don't know if they wait that long on everything. But yeah, I'd love to get Gandalf back in the game. So hopefully whatever the rights issues to Lord of the Rings was, hopefully we're working that out. If Warner Brothers is making a new Lord of the Rings movie, hopefully MultiVersus can get access to those characters. And then finally, real quick, I just want to address this. It looks like Gleamium will now be earnable in-game. That was something that a lot of people really, really wanted MultiVersus to do. I think that will greatly change how people feel about the game being a free-to-play Battle Pass style game. If you can actually earn the in-game currency in some way and be able to buy stuff that way instead of having to drop money on the game, yeah, that's great. So really happy to see that change. All right, well, that's everything I want to talk about MultiVersus. Very happy to finally have the Joker here. Sort of a victory lap video in a lot of ways, just to see the Joker and, kind of have that finally confirmed after a year and a half. I cannot believe it's been this long waiting on that to actually happen, but I'm glad he's here. I think you guys can now see, the way I was describing him. Yep, there he is. So Joker's here, which is awesome. I believe the next character is probably going to be Powerpuff Girls. I'm basing that, based on what everybody else is saying, that, we're seeing the Powerpuff Girls in the Joker gameplay trailer here. So they seem like they're probably the next character that they're already teasing they're going to show, which is awesome. I love Cartoon Network characters, especially classic ones like the Powerpuff Girls. So happy to see them, getting into MultiVersus, and hopefully we'll get to actually see them play and fight, see what they're like and everything. Do you think they're going to be a 3-in-1 character, 3 separate characters? I kind of doubt that, especially the way they showed them as just the Powerpuff Girls. Or could they be one character with different costumes? Will they be a Pokemon trainer style character where you swap them out? What do you think about that? Or do you even think they're going to be the next character? Whatever you think about all that stuff, the Joker, any of the stuff I talked about in this video, any characters you think are coming down the road, anything you think about potentially the Powerpuff Girls or stages or whatever, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment in the section below, and subscribe to Papa Gino's!
Twitter, Patreon, Discord, Twitch.